All right, let's get going. I would like to welcome everyone to INSEAD for the INSEAD AI Forum. Today is going to be a very interesting, exciting, I think intense day. The forum focuses on the rise and power of machine learning in business and society. My name's Jason Davis. I'm an entrepreneurship professor here at INSEAD. I've spent most of my career focused on digital innovation and how AI and other technologies are used to create value for organizations. Before I was at INSEAD, I was a prof at MIT Sloan. Before that, I was a technologist who actually worked on machine learning algorithms back when I remembered all the math, right? But like most INSEAD professors, I'm passionate about bringing technology to businesses and society to see if we can actually do some good. So that's actually what a lot of today is focused on. As you know, INSEAD works with a lot of companies in the region to really help them think about AI and how it can be used. So we have a very interesting day today. We're very fortunate to be joined by our long-standing partner, Accenture, to help to organize this. It's my great pleasure to actually introduce Vadhana Saavik. She's a managing director of the global thought leadership practice at Accenture. Of course, Accenture has been deeply involved in thinking about artificial intelligence issues for companies and in the region. So I'd like to hand it over to you, Vadhana. Thanks.
Thank you, Jason. A very good morning to you. I'm excited this weekend for two reasons. The first one is to be able to spend the day here with you. The second one is that the 8th and the final season of Game of Thrones is actually scheduled to return to screens tomorrow. I'm mentioning this not because I want to make myself more interesting, but because I'm a big fan. And the reason I'm a big fan of this fantasy drama is because it's so exceptional at blending the old world with new possibilities. Now, at times, artificial intelligence can actually feel like a fantasy, or at least a fiction to the general public. Perhaps not so much to people in this room, but if you just talk to taxi drivers or other people you interact with on the day-to-day basis, they actually do not realize consciously that AI is already happening. So to them, it's still very latent. Reality is, as we understand it at least, that AI is here to stay. And more importantly, it is expected to create an abundance of opportunities. You'll hear much more about this today. To me personally, AI is the product of actual human intelligence and imagination. Remember Alan Turing, who asked us to consider the question, can machines think? Now, as AI becomes more sophisticated and more powerful, it will be up to individuals, and particularly those who are actually in leadership positions, whether it be in governments, in businesses, or NGOs, to make the right and, what I hope, highly responsible choices. Against this backdrop, I invite you today to think about your role as a contemporary leader in making AI-related choices. Choices that will impact others in your workplace, your community, and even your own family, your kids. As AI becomes more pervasive, my assertion is that the quality of those leadership choices will be determined most likely by the following two factors. The first one is the aptitude to think beyond just the AI technologies, and I'm not a technologist myself, which is why I chose to speak about leadership, and consider what AI applications can do for humans. A lot of the debate is still very much about fear of what AI could do or will do to humans. But I think as leaders, we need to elevate our thinking and really consider what AI can do for humans. At Accenture, we believe that artificial intelligence should be human-centric. What do we mean by that? It means that AI should be deployed for the benefit of humanity and the natural world. For example, the applications of artificial intelligence and voice recognition that helps older people who still live in their homes to navigate their care delivery and to sustain their independence for much longer. By focusing on what we call the responsible AI, our aspiration should be to make people's lives better and more inclusive, not more divisive. And I also invite you to think about the decisions you make today or you will make in the coming years will probably come and apply to you one day when you are older and you want a desire to stay at home for much longer. So this is not a topic that simply applies and is being done to other people. I think it will impact all of us. The second factor that will be important in making good choices, I hope, is the ability of leaders to honor our unique human strengths as the AI race accelerates. I was watching earlier the artificial art of AI, and I was listening to the music, and you often see the machines are called deep something, deep Bach in this case. So I wonder if we, as humans, now are actually not being asked to go much deeper and understand ourselves much better. So the strengths that we have, unique strengths like creativity, improvisation, dexterity, judging, empathy, and social skills. We think that these are the very strengths that we will need to thrive in the age of AI. For example, the World Economic Forum anticipates a growing skills demand for cognitive skills, abilities, system skills, and of course, complex problem-solving skills. It is no surprise, to me at least, that the tech-free Waldorf schools in the US have gained popularity with the Silicon Valley parents, where kids actually are not allowed, there are no computers available, so they have to focus on those other more creative skills. As leaders, ask yourselves, how can you take advantage of the complementary strengths of humans and machines? Consider that what's easy for us, folding a towel, for example, can be very tricky for machines. And what's easy for machines, spotting hidden patterns in huge data sets, for instance, can be extremely difficult for us to do. So this means that your role as a leader will be to identify how humans and machines can work together as allies and not adversaries. Enjoy the day, and I look forward to speaking to many of you. Thank you.
Vedrana, thank you very much for that very nice introduction to the themes of the day. So maybe it makes sense at this point to move on to the agenda. So I think we have a very jam-packed day, lots of interesting things focusing on AI. Of course, in the morning, we're going to focus on the technologies and the impact that they actually seem to be having on business and society, how they're transforming organizations and the practice of management. We'll do a deep dive on some of the cool applications that startups and big companies seem to be designing. Then in the afternoon, we're going to focus on different vertical areas in the breakout groups. We'll focus on financial services, healthcare, logistics and manufacturing, smart city and mobility, and of course, tech for good. So you'll get a chance to engage directly with those experts in that area, depending on which one you signed up for. Before we kick off and I introduce the next speaker, I should encourage you all to engage in the digital age, right? The age of social media. Please don't forget to post your comments and your photos on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We have the hashtags here, INSEAD at XAI. Of course, I'll be live tweeting out throughout the day too if you want to follow me at BigTechProf on Twitter. So let's engage there in the conversation and actually keep it going, because I think this is a conversation that extends beyond one day.